Hey, hey, hey. Sorry I'm a little late. I'm still setting up here. Got involved in my crafts and lost track of time. Let's see. Who am I? I am Our Georgia Suburban Homestead. Let's see. Welcome, Jess Jason and Suzanne, our favorite. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you don't mind when you come in. Hey, Tiffany, good to see you, girl. I was late. I was a bad girl. I was going to do my hair and everything. This is how I look most of the time if I've been doing work. All these pop-ups coming up on my computer. State of the Union address. Would you rather be with me or be with Biden? So, it's March already.
Yay.
David Gray. Huggles, David. Oh, Charlie and I both have been down with some sort of cold. I went off my tincture for about a week and got a cold immediately. I can't go off my echinacea. I swear by it. If you don't make echinacea tincture in the summertime and take like a half teaspoon once a day through the cold season, you will get sick. So, got a little bit of a slideshow to share. Goodness. Got a little bit of slideshow to share with you tonight, and I would like to figure out how to do little videos. I know it can be done. I'm looking for, I had hard candies over here. Charlie, do you know where our hard candies are? You have something that stays on your shelf
No.
for months on end, and then you don't use them. There they are. And then you need them and you can't find them, right? These are really interesting. They are clove balls. I like strong flavors. I'll take a couple out. Maybe I won't cough all over the place when I'm trying to talk. Anybody want a Capstar? Who's got fleas? So things have been kind of crazy here at Our Georgia Suburban Homestead, what with spring coming on and us deciding that we like doing these pop-up markets or festivals on the weekends. I vowed last fall to only do 2 a month and not back to back. So what did I do? I scheduled 4. 4 for this month or 5? Got one downtown Atlanta on Sunday, and then the following weekend, a Saturday and Sunday in Canton. And then the following weekend on the 23rd, I'll be in Fayetteville, Georgia for the first time. And then we're going to come home and fall down dead probably for 10 seconds. And hopefully we'll be busting butt, restocking our products. If you want to learn how to make things that you enjoy unenjoyable, you go into business and sell the things, making things that you enjoyed. Super busy. plus putting the garden in, plus volunteering with our refugees. What else are we doing that's crazy, Charlie? So does anyone have pictures? Or hey, David Corey, welcome. Huggles, David Corey. He doesn't come up when I do the little @ symbol for some reason. How many of you have got some photos to share with us tonight? I can send you a link or put the link up on the screen and let you come up and talk about what's going on right now in your garden. Almost homesteading. Welcome. Oh, it doesn't work in the screen. Hey, Kevin, I was thinking about you. I was wondering if you're okay. I hadn't seen you live. Oh, there's Mike. Hey, Mike. It wouldn't let you find the live? Yeah, you know what? I haven't been getting notifications for the channels I've subscribed to lately. I have to actually go looking. Like today, I was looking for Tuber Chat because I hadn't seen any notifications for live broadcast, and I'd like to try to make Kevin's broadcast. If you haven't been to Tuber Chat's channel, he does wonderfully supportive live broadcasts where we can talk to each other and say, hey, I need members, and people will go over and join you, or I need watch hours, and you swap playlists. It's very, very helpful. Almost Homesteading says they got notifications. GT Grows in Alaska. Welcome. Huggles to Wilkinshire Project. Is there anyone I missed? Yeah. Let's have a party. All right, so last weekend was our first festival, and it was in, where were we, Charlie? I can't even remember where we were. We were in Stone Mountain, Georgia, in the parking lot of a Lutheran church at a festival we were invited to 2 times last year, and she's going to have 5 festivals this year, and we're already booked with her for all 5. Wonderful woman, Diana Coffin. And we got there, got set up, got all ready. I think our booth looked great. I'm about to show you some slides of that. And it rained. What happens when it rains? People don't go to street festivals. So that was kind of a bust to start the year out. We were able to sell enough to pay for our booth plus $13. You all want to see the booth? I've got a picture here. Don't want to bore you. You want to see the booth? Let's see. There we go. I don't know how much of that you can see. So I'm going to show some photographs to you tonight. Oh, you know, you can't really, Suzanne, control the weather, right? Hey, Gail. Welcome, Gail Hooper. Okay, so you see here we've got honey. That's, you know, we have the beehives. And a lot of people were stopping by saying, well, what's the difference between the dark honey and the light honey? And my honey will tell you. Charlie, come explain the difference between dark honey and light honey in this picture, please. He's got his headset on. He's sitting right here. So he waits for the delay to hear what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Take your headset off. All right. Here he comes. Here he comes.
So, for some strange reason, the earlier the plants bloom in the year, the less of the phytochemicals they put in their nectar. Now, I guess that's because they just haven't had time to build it up. Not many leaves, so it's basically pretty much sugar water at the beginning of the year. As it goes through the year, they start producing other chemicals that they put in the nectar, and it gets darker and darker. So early honey, like privet honey, which is blooming very early, long before it really leaves out, will be almost clear. And the honey later in the year tends to darken up. The one exception to that, well, two exceptions. I got to say there are two exceptions.
This honey was very early honey, and he's about to tell you why that's an exception.
The two exceptions are buckwheat and
tulip
poplars. Tulip poplar will produce quite a bit of nectar. It sometimes literally drips out of the tree. And when it's dehydrated down into a honey, it's pretty dark. Buckwheat doesn't produce nectar until, of course, it's fully leafed out and blooming.
We don't have buckwheat growing in this area. We do have quite a few tulip poplar that bloom in our area of Georgia. Now, the interesting thing about tulip poplar, and raw honey like this is medicinal. And it's really good if you've got allergies. Don't go anywhere. But in addition to that, the tulip poplar has anti-inflammatory properties to it. So this bottle of honey right here will not only help you with your allergies, but aches and pains. And I think that's really cool beans for the honey. So this is just basic wildflower honey, and then that's the tulip poplar. And when we explain this to people, man, we sold it fast. This part of the booth, who can name this plant? What does that look like to you all? Tulip tree is a state tree of Indiana. That's cool, David. So if you can find, thank you, G Mama. If you can find some of that dark honey, David, if you've got any inflammation-based chronic problems going on, it'll help you cope with it. Boku too, if you sing. What? Lemon tree, very pretty, and the lemon flower sweet.
No.
But no, it's not a lemon tree. This is cardamom. Cardamom is one of the most expensive.
Green cardamom.
Green cardamom is one of the most expensive spices in the world. It's native, I think, to India. It's in the ginger and turmeric family, so it's anti-inflammatory. Now, we have stock plants of this, and there's one Indian lady who lives in Cummings, which is a town about 45, 50 minutes northeast of here. She'll buy 15, 17 plants a year. I think she resells them. But I pot these up and I sell them, pot them up on order. I think I tried to send some cardamom leaves to Tiffany. Hey, Belt Loop, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. When it's in a pot, it won't necessarily bloom for you. It has to be in one spot 3 or 4 years before it'll bloom and produce pods. But this far north, it may not produce pods. So why do I grow it? Well, the leaves have all those healing properties that the root has, the seed has, and that ginger has. It's warming. In a tea, if you take the leaf and you pour boiling water over it, let it steep 10, 15 minutes, It kind of gives you a salty, cinnamony, comforting, warming sensation. You can also wrap scallops in it, put a toothpick through it, and steam it in it. The scallop will absorb some of that wonderful scent. Now, I tried sending some of these leaves to Tiffany up in Canada, and I don't know what's going on with our mail service here locally, but a lot of the stuff I'm sending out is not reaching people, and I don't know what to do about it. So just as a sidebar, if you win something and you never get it from me, please let me know, because I'm compiling a list to complain to the postmaster. So I can try to get the problem fixed, whether it's our mail delivery person or what, I don't know.
Well, we is not our delivery person. We take it to the post office to put it in the.
Well, then it's someone in the post office.
Yeah. It's either being intercepted from our post office.
Hi,
out.
I can't say your name, Colia. That looks like Vietnamese. Am I giving this away? Are you familiar with this? I'm sure you are, aren't you? Leah, hey Leah. Leah, are you familiar with this cardamom? How do you use it? I bet you use this all the time in your cooking, the leaves. You're welcome no matter what form you're representing yourself in, Gary. Okay, so can you all see this plant? You got all your favorite beans. Have you been soaking them so you can go plant them almost homesteading? I'm glad you got them all. Spell what? Spell what? You're an American. Cardamom? Cardamom. Just learning Vietnamese. Okay. I can say hello and thank you in Vietnamese. No, belt loop is fine. I'm trying to use fewer and fewer belt loops. I'm trying to lose weight. That plant. This is a cardamom plant. Green cardamom. Gonna look up the scientific name. I got it. I can tell David Corey's kind of Googling around. David, I might put one of these. I might be able to send it bare root. I won't promise it'll survive bare root in a bag, but maybe I'll do that as a prize tonight. What y'all say? Got an idea for prizes tonight? Again, I don't know if it'll ship and it'll survive shipping, but it might be worth a try, right? Let's see. Prizes. Cardamom plant. What do you think, Charlie? Will it survive in a bubble wrap? He's going to sleep.
Hey.
Gotta love him. Cindy Squirrel, welcome, welcome.
Whatever I've got makes me very tired.
Yeah, I was sick last week and now he's sick. It is medicinal. Let's see. What does it do for you? Okay, the green cardamom plant is good for digestion, as are any of the gingers, including heartburn, intestinal spasms, irritable bowel syndrome, intestinal gas, the same as ginger, constipation, liver problems, and gallbladder complaints, and loss of appetite. You can use it for your common cold, cough, bronchitis, sore mouth and throat, and it's an antibacterial, so it helps you with infection. Okay, so back to the picture.
A little trivia thing. What country uses the most cardamom?
Charlie says trivia. We're going to give them a prize if they can answer that?
Yeah, knowledge.
Yeah. Who can tell us what country uses the most cardamom? And maybe I'll send you a cardamom plant. You do have to be a member of the channel, subscribe to the channel in order to win, okay?
It's a very cold country.
Oh, don't tell them.
No, it's not India.
You better know the answer, Charlie. Belt Loop says USA.
Nope.
Nope. David says India.
No.
Hey, Pescatarian Gardener.
I'm talking about exported.
He's talking about exported. Russia?
Nope.
Nepal?
Nope. They turn it into cookies.
Huh?
They turn it into cookies.
You turn it into cookies. Hey, Nikki. Welcome. China.
No.
Can we keep it going until they guess? How about Sweden?
There you go.
There you go. Pescatarian Gardener. Hey, Pescatarian Gardener. Would you like a cardamom plant? You just won one. It seems to me I knew that.
Yeah. It's one of those things that floats around in your mind. You wonder why it stays in there.
Guatemala grows a lot of it, David. Pescatarian Garden, let me know if you want your cardamom plant because you just won one. If you don't want one, we'll send it to Homestead or Rachel. Okay, you do. All right. Gosh, what, 15, 20 minutes into the live and I'm already giving stuff away. Okay, so let's look at this plant. Did I lose the cursor? There it is. Can you see this? This plant? It's got a row of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pots of them. Who recognizes that? Pesky, you need to email me, right? Email me your mailing address and your real name because they won't let me send to a channel name. So email me your mailing address and the fact that you want a cardamom plant. Okay, please. Bay leaf, very good, Wiltshire Project. I started these 2 years ago and they were that tall. You see on this one where it comes up as a green stalk and then it goes into leaves. See right here? That's how tall they were 2 years ago. And now it goes, 10 inches? So they're not growing real fast. And then we've got the honey. Then we have, let's see. These are you can't really see them that well. These are my resin coasters and a resin butterfly. More bay trees, and these are my bling pens. You see the beaded pens I made? I've got some for St. Patrick's Day. I've got some for Mother's Day. I'm working on some for 4th of July. Yeah, those are resin coasters. I almost can't say it. And I'm trying to work them up. I'm finding out people want to buy whole sets and not just single ones. Belt Loop, I'm doing weekend pop-up markets. We're going to try to do 2 a month. This month we're crazy. We've got something just about every weekend. All over North Georgia. Okay, someone, G Mama has seen the orange bucket. This thing right here, G Mama?
The buckets.
What do you think that is? What does that look like to you? What's something that everyone's thinking about doing cuttings of this time of year? Play the Jeopardy music. Charlie, do you think those would survive being mailed?
What?
The thing in the orange bucket.
Doubtful.
Doubtful?
Yeah. You could give them new cuttings, but the keeping them from drying out could be difficult.
Elderberries, very good. I have 2 varieties of elderberry there, and I cut them on Wednesday. The festival was on Saturday, and in just a couple of days, all those leaves came out. And I'm selling them for like $4 a stem. Stem's about that long. And I think we sold 2 sets because you want to get 2 different varieties in order to have a good yield of fruit. So I don't know if they would mail. What do you all think? Do you think if I put that in bubble wrap in a Ziploc bag with a wet paper towel in it, would they survive a trip in the mail somewhere? If you do, I'll put it on the wheel for later. And they come with directions on how to treat them. Yeah, okay, I'll put that on the list for prizes tonight. So what else do we have in this photograph? Let's see. Other than me and my big old belly. Let's see. I've got more bling pens. Which I'm about to offer on my Etsy page. They're $15 each. If you're interested in a beaded pen, they are refillable. But over here beside it, I'm really excited about this. And some of you, including Cindy Squirrel, has gotten some of these in the mail from me. These are my vanilla beans. And these are raw vanilla beans from all over the world. And some are good for tinctures and sugars and finishing salts. And the real expensive one over here from Hawaii is like $18 a bean. It's good for perfumes. On the table here, I'm my very first resin work. I'm making bookmarks, and these are Bible bookmarks. They've got nice little crosses on them, and some have pressed flowers from the garden, and others are just colored resin. The thing with the fish on it in the background is a charcuterie board. And we made 3 charcuterie board for the first time. These are our first charcuteries. And you see the one with the fish in it. In Belt Loop, I think I was live. Was I on one of your lives on the panel? And one of your guests saw that and asked me if I'd take $300 for it. The answer is yes. But that's poured resin with a fish and pebbles and aquarium plants. I had to stand there for 2 hours with a chopstick holding that fish down, keep him submerged until it hardened enough to keep him. Okay, so Reflect on Light is Charlie over there digging up facts for you. So next to that is, I call this the Americana charcuterie board. It has that bird's eye maple, and this is spalted maple, and then paddock in between. And you can't really see this one, but it's bands of purple heart from South America and paddock, which kind of flow orange and red. I do felted needle felting. Here's some bunnies for Easter. I've got more animals. Look, there's a possum. David, there's a possum. Yeah, Bellupic took us a gallon plus 12 ounces of resin, just the resin for that. Then I've got these really weird jellies. Got Scotch bonnet mango, jalapeno, raspberry. We only have 2 jars left of Charlie's muscadine jelly from the backyard. I got a wild hair last week and decided I would take the ingredients that I usually use to ferment in honey, which is cranberry, cinnamon, ginger, and turmeric. And I usually ferment that with honey. But because of concerns with botulism and the constraints in this state with what you can sell without a certified kitchen and what you can, I can't do the fermented honey for sale. So I said, gee, I wonder if I made a jelly or jam out of that, if it would sell. And we sold about half of them. We make mead, or Charlie makes mead. Yeah, well, they're to protect people almost homesteading, and every state is different. What else do we have here? We have Sugar Rush peach with peaches. Then we have cardamom again, and mango. And that's me, of course. Then behind me, more bling pens. We have hand turned on a lathe. We have pens in exotic woods. Now, all the woods you see us work, we don't stain or paint any of them. This is all the natural grain, natural color of the wood. These pens have little crosses on the thing that hangs on your shirt. These are bottle tops. And this to give you an idea, we make herbal vinegars and oils. And you would use one of these to stop the bottle, or if you drink wine and you don't finish a bottle of wine, you would use this to cork it. I don't know, almost homesteading. You need to check your state regulations, your health department regulations. Yes, almost homesteading. The bottle tops and the pens are turned by our refugee, one of the refugees we help. He worked for our army for 20 years, and his 20-something sons actually fought alongside our soldiers. And when Afghanistan fell to the Taliban, he and his two boys got the heck out of Dodge, as you can imagine, but they had to leave so quickly that they didn't get his wife and 5 daughters out. And he's got one more son over there with the family. And so he's trying to support them on what he can make, not speaking English and whatever. It's very, very little. So we donate the materials and taught him how to do this. So everything that's kind of like a charitable donation for people who buy these, because the money goes back to feed his family in Afghanistan. Interesting sidebar is it only costs $200 US dollars a month to feed a family of 6 over there. So I get $30 a pen for them, and these are $15 each. Hey, Gail, welcome. So glad to see you. Okay, so this is a drop spindle. Anyone here spin yarn? Charlie will have to do a demonstration on camera for you sometime, but we make these drop spindles. Basically, you take raw fleece and you wrap a little bit around the bottom and around the top, and you roll it off your leg and suspend it, and it spins and it twists the fleece into yarn. Okay, I missed what Pescatarian Gardener said. Yeah, if you're following the news, Pescatarian Gardener, the women are no longer allowed to go grocery shopping. They can't go to the park. They can't walk outside their home compound. It's got to be a male member of the family. So you can imagine it's like being in prison, living in a prison over there if you're a woman. Then we make cutting boards, and Charlie's just now starting to make pizza knives and cheese spreader knives. We had 3 of the cheese spreader knives made, and one was a little bent, so we picked it up to try to straighten it and broke it. So anyway, over here we've got cheese cutting boards. You see those metal arms? They lift up, and there's like a piano wire, and you put your cheese down and you cut the cheese. Are those donuts? Oh yeah. Belt loops. A police officer. Of course, he notices donuts. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. Yeah, Mudir, our Afghan friend, he doesn't have any teeth. He loves donuts. Then David Gray's got one of my scarves. He got the opossum, but I've got a fox and a skunk. All right. Cut the cheese. If you want to cut cheese, send me an email. I'll send you pictures. We've got 18 different varieties of those cheese cutting boards. They're really popular. Anyway, I didn't mean that to be such a commercial, but that's what we do. That's what we sell. And this festival coming up on Sunday, if you're in the Georgia area, Atlanta area, it's going to be Summer Hill Sundays. If you look it up online, Summer Hill Sunday. And we'll be having the bay leaves, the cardamom, the elderberry, and the rat tail radishes are ready to sell. Rat tail radishes are beautiful flowers. They'll grow like, the bush will get almost 3 feet tall, and it has the sweetest little blooms on it. And you just let it bloom, and then it'll form a seed pod. And that's what you eat, is the seed pod before it gets too big. And it's got that nice radishy flavor to it.
You're getting asked about buying pins.
Getting asked about what, Charlie?
Someone wants to buy some pins.
If you want to buy some pens, send me an email, and I'll send you pictures, close-up pictures of the pens, so you can pick them out. What? What are you laughing at?
Zoom in on the donuts.
Oh, would you like a donut, Gary? Be kind of stale by the time I got to you.
They're stale now.
Yeah, you can just message me, Almost Homesteading, and we'll work it out. Mudir also gets a third of proceeds from the cutting boards because he helps us design them. And he can always tell us when Mudir is designed because that red wood is in it.
He loves paddock.
He loves paddock. Okay, so these are what? Almost Homesteading. What is that? Okay, Gwen, thank you. Almost Homesteading. This is what your fava beans are going to look like when they start blooming. And I just love those blooms. They kind of remind me of an orchid. They kind of look like an orchid to you? Yeah, that's a fava bean. That's what a fava bean will look like.
Donuts.
I need a donut now. You two police. Oh, God. Oh, I'm sorry. Gary's been losing weight. So, oh. It is pretty. You notice down below it down here, I've got mint, chickweed, spearmint, chickweed.
Hindbit.
But
nettle.
So Almost Homesteading, when you start getting like tall growth like this on the fava beans, you're gonna want to go get a pair of scissors and cut just the top knot. But wait till it's like that tall, and it'll cause it to bush out, so you don't just have one tall plant. And you just Sacrifice that top bit and it'll bush out for you, okay? Yeah, chickweed is so good for you. It's really high in nutrients. Gary, if I could reach out and give you one of these donuts, I would, but it has been sitting on the counter for a week by this time. We had a donut. We still have donut holes.
No, I ate the last.
You ate the last one? Oh, I'm sorry. We were all out. Okay. Have you all well, I love you, Gary. I really do. I'm so sorry.
This is
you need to send me your mailing address and maybe I'll send you some donuts. Okay. The chickens cannot have my chickweed. Yeah, we share though. I just picked a bunch of it for the tortoise. Okay, so let's see. If you follow us and if you've gone back in my library, you'll see a video. I think the title is Charlie Shows Us His Nuts. Here he's showing you his nuts again. But who can guess what bloom this is and which nut? If you guess, I'll send you an elderberry cutting. Let's see. Let's see how smart you are. Ah, the Wiltshire Project off grid. Hazelnut. Wiltshire, do you want elderberry cuttings or are you good on elderberry? If you're good on elderberry, I'll send the elderberry to Gary, the police guy, because he's the second one to say did you say?
No.
Nope, he didn't get him. Sorry. Okay. Oh my God, yes, you want some or you don't? I'm not elder. Yeah. Do you want elderberry, Wiltshire? Okay. So I'm going to send you 2 stems. One's a Johnny and one's an Adam. And I'm going to need you to send me an email at the email that's scrolling on the bottom of the screen. Tell me your chat name, tell me what you won, and I need your mailing address, please. So that's the female blossom to the hazelnut. Now, when we moved here to Georgia, Charlie, who has a very strong Native American heritage, said to me, can we plant things that fed my people? Because his tribes are from this area. And I said, sure. So we made a list and we planted all sorts of things that fed the natives here. But this is the female bloom for the hazelnut tree. So the next picture I'm going to show you, I call, and I don't know if YouTube's going to ding me for this, but I call it the penis flower. Y'all ready for the penis flower? Now you may say, that doesn't look like that appendage, but this is the male bloom of the hazelnut. So, and that comes out in the fall, and the hazelnut female blooms come out this time of year. If you look up in the corner above what I call the penis flower, here's the female. Now these are hanging all over the bush, and I'm assuming the pollen, as the wind blows and it rains, it comes down into the female blossoms. I know. So that doesn't look like the appendage. No, it doesn't, but it's the male, so I call it, the male, the female. You can't take me anywhere, Nikki. You know that, right? So I don't know if the YouTube police are going to get me for that. What kind of seeds you've been looking for, Gary? Okay, what's next? Oh,
Folks out there, this is the beginning of or mid-February and looking for buds.
okay. Is that going to play?
They're getting the video. I don't think they're getting the sound.
Are you getting the sound with that?
Folks out there, this is the beginning of or mid-February and looking for buds. I was looking in my almond tree, who's got a bunch of buds. But look at it right there. Can you see it?
Yeah,
you can see it.
They're getting it. Okay.
One bloom in the whole bloody tree. Nothing else is blooming. So we're getting close though. Let me see. That one's about ready to come up.
Isn't that neat looking bark?
This is a week ago.
That's like a week ago. Look at the pattern of that bark. It's so pretty. Do we have bees? Yes, we do. We started into winter with 8 hives, and we've lost 3 hives, and 1 hive is kind of weak right now. So we're hoping and praying that we're not going to lose another hive. Our strongest hive was a swarm that we caught last year, and it's already got drones coming out of it. And if you're a beekeeper, you know what that means. So we're thinking we're going to have to do a split sometime in the next few days. I hope they don't swarm while we're at this festival on Sunday, Charlie.
Yeah, really.
That'll be our luck, that it'll swarm while we're away at the festival.
Maybe I'll check it Saturday.
Yeah, check it on Saturday. It's going to rain Saturday.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh,
so what kind of tree is this one, Charlie? That's okay. You can silence us,
that's
Gary.
Nectarine.
That's the nectarine. That's our new nectarine tree. That is our 3rd year.
2nd.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 2nd year.
Because it started out with just one primary stem, and
this will be the 3rd year.
This will be its 3rd year in the ground, and we started with one primary stem that was about that tall, and so it's grown all these other branches. And this is the first year we're getting a good bloom. Rained all day, Gail, and we're like 2 days behind you on weather. She's in Texas, honey. So, the weather comes this way.
Mm-hmm.
This is my patio peach. Now, I bought this at Home Depot. That's one thing about working at Home Depot. And they put me in the garden center because we have a lot of people who come looking for me with questions. And these came in 3 years ago or 4. They came in right before COVID, so however long that was. And I paid way too much for them, but they live in a pot. And I looked, they brought them in again this year, and they're like $50 this year. But I paid $30, and I thought that was high for the size plant that is. It's good. I hope Sarah pops in on us. It's a patio peach. It's an ornamental peach. It's not going to get much bigger than that. And it's about my height in the pot. And it gives us these cute little peaches. And I haven't been eating them. They fall off and they make baby peach trees, and I sell them on Marketplace. But last year, one was kind of soft on the tree, so I broke it off and just on a whim took a bite out of it just to see if it was edible. And it was sweet. It was mostly seed, but it was sweet. So it's just the right size to pop in your mouth and chew and suck on while you're working in the garden. But again, I'm just sharing with you photos taken today and yesterday from just our property here. Yes, Gail, they do pop up, and people will buy the babies. All right. I am going to give your choice of a cardamom plant or an elderberry cutting to whoever can tell me what kind of bloom this is.
Good luck.
Nope, not a fig tree. Come on, all my gardening friends. Nope, not a fig tree. You hear the steam kind of out of people's ears, Charlie, as they're trying to figure out what this is. Not a blueberry.
Alien plant.
An alien plant. I tell you, if it'll help you out, it gets a little bit bigger, about the size of a Lenten rose is it'll get to, like that bell shape.
Someone got it.
The Wickershire Project, Pawpaw. You got it, Wickershire. That's 2 things you've won. So let's see, what can we send you? Would you like to go shopping at Baker Creek for a package of seed, or do you want our cardamom plant or more elderberry? Yes, Almost Homesteading. That's a pawpaw bud. And there's one right above his thumb, too.
He says cardamom.
So Gary knew it, too. Wife said cardamom. Okay, so send me another email, please, and tell me you got the cardamom. Too cold, Suzanne? Let me look at the hardiness of pawpaw.
That's a flower bud.
The pawpaw is cold hardy to at least 20 below. They require approximately 400 hours of chilling to break their dormancy, which I think we more than met that this year.
Oh, yeah.
Pawpaws of northern origin require more chilling than cultivars of southern origin. So if you are in zones 5 to 8, you can grow pawpaw. But make sure you get a pawpaw, or you need 2 pawpaw trees to get a good crop. Make sure you get one that is northern in origin. And it'll grow in shade. Susanna, I can't remember what zone you're in. You're 5A. You just, 5. You can grow it. You just have to get the right variety. The Indiana banana. To me, they taste like apple custard, or maybe even banana custard. What do I make from plantain leaf? I either use it as a tea, or I make a salve for your skin, Gail. I call it owie ointment. Here it is. I make a salve. It's called owie ointment. It good for chapped lips. It takes the pain out of bee stings and mosquito bites. If you've got little nicks and cuts and scratches, you rub this on that and it'll heal you up in just a couple of days. Amazing stuff, Gail. If you want me to send you a recipe on how to do it, it's I make it with plantain weed, coconut oil, beeswax, and shea butter. And if you were to smell this, it smells like honey because it's raw beeswax. So it smells like honey. And honey has antibacterial properties as well. So it's a really good salve. Yeah, Almost Homesteading. Look up plantain weed, plumbago. What is the scientific name? I should know these by heart. Plumbago major. Plantago major. I'll type that in for you. Yeah, you got it. Hey, Maritza. Hola, ¿qué tal? We're having all sorts of fun here tonight, I think. I think. Hey, don't forget to give me the thumbs up, okay? It helps in the algorithm, if you don't mind. Yeah, I sent Gail a present, didn't I, Gail? Just because I love her. All right.
What we got next?
Daddy-O over here will have to tell us which tree this is.
That's a plum.
That's one of our plum trees.
Look closely. Yep, got a bee. Wild bee.
Do you know what kind of bee this is? All right, whoever can tell me what bee this is will get their choice between a cardamom plant, an elderberry cutting, or a trip to Baker Creek Seeds.
Nope, not a honeybee.
It's not a honeybee. A buzzing bee.
A buzzy bee.
Did they buzz? Probably
Not
very
bees.
faintly. It's not a drone.
Let's
Keep
see
in
if
mind
I
how
can
big those
find-
blossoms are. Give you an idea how tiny that bee is. It's not a queen. It's not a wasp bee. I'll give you a hint. I talk about them in the fall, and I have a couple of videos out on these bees and how to make houses for them. They are singular bees. They do not live in a hive. They do not sting unless you pick one up and hold it in your hand. It'll sting in self-defense, but the sting is inconsequential. It will not go after your pets. It will not go after your children or your grandchildren. Won't go after you. But they do more pollinating than a honeybee. One of these bees does the same level of pollination as 120 honeybees. It's true. They come out early spring and they pollinate the flowering fruit trees, as you see it doing here, and the blueberry bushes. No, it's not a leaf cutter. Leaf cutters come out later in May here in Georgia. Who comes out before the leaf cutter? They have a couple of different names. Can you hear them Googling? Duval, hey. Nope, a carpenter bee looks more like a bumblebee. In fact, it is a type of bumblebee. And they're very important, so please don't put up carpenter bee traps. Okay, you know when the chat isn't scrolling that they're over there just typing. Okay, going to give you until 10 o'clock. If no one's guessed it, I will tell you what it is and we'll move on. A cellophane bee. Bald face horn. Oh, God forbid. Entity. We need some Jeopardy music. Alexa won't let me know. She's using Alexa. Wax bee, nope. Flower bee. A busy bee. Okay, it's 10 o'clock. No one won that one. This is a mason bee. It is a mason bee. It is a solitary bee, but it's a specific kind of solitary bee. It's called a mason bee. In fact, if you take one of my classes or watch the video, I need another piece of candy. If you watch the video where I show you how to put a mason bee house together, my supplier, who's out in Utah, will give you it's either 10 or 15% off if you use my name when you order bees. He's running out for the year right now, so you have to go find those videos if you want to take advantage of that. Yes, there are a lot of bee species, but this is a native bee, Suzanne. The honeybee is a European bee. And we came over with the settlers that came over from Europe. And these are the bees that are being destroyed as we destroy the environment. And they're the harder working ones. They don't give you honey, but they do incredible amount of pollinating. So if you're spraying neem and things like that in your blossoms, you're killing your native bees. So don't spray neem or any type of insecticide actually into blossoms, trying to stop insects. And these are tiny, they're teeny tiny little things. And one of the videos I do, I think it's a short, I'm putting them in their little bee house, and the males are calling out, and they crawl up on my finger, and I hold them on my finger for the camera, and they've got little mustaches, and that's the male bee. They've got little mustaches. Okay, hurry back. Okay, next. Oh, it's another. Is that another video, Charlie?
I don't know.
No. These are our raspberries. Most of them are golden raspberries. We have a few red raspberries in there. The golden raspberries are sweet as honey. They are going to be the sweetest raspberry we've ever tasted. And they give us two crops. Two crops, one in the spring and one in the fall. Last year, we didn't have much sun, so they gave us fruit longer, because evidently when the sun gets real strong, they're supposed to stop fruiting. But we had kind of a overcast summer last year. Yeah.
Make some. We got.
Want to make the raspberry syrup? She did. She watched your video and left comments.
Ah, good.
Yeah. So it's really easy, Gwen. Won't last long. You'll be drinking it with everything you drink. If y'all want to know what shrub is, you have two videos out there. You start with the first one. It shows you how to set it up. And then 2 weeks later, it shows you how to strain it and gives you ideas on how to use your shrub, which is basically a way of preserving fruit that's hundreds of years old method. Under a blankie on the couch, you're not comfortable unless you have a cat on your lap. Let's see. All right. Our tulip poplar is blooming. And after the blooms open, it drops their petals, which is what you see here. Mm-hmm. But this bush.
I should have taken another picture today.
Yeah, today it's wide open. All those blossoms are open. That's called a Nanking cherry. I'll type that in.
Little white dots, those are flowers coming.
That's what Charlie's saying. All those white little dots were flowers coming, and they're all open today. So Nanking cherries, what is the cold hardiness? It's further north than here. The Nanking cherry will go to 40 below. And it tolerates up to 90 degrees in a single season. They prefer arid weather and are well suited to the Intermountain West. Now, it produces a little red berry all the way up the stems. And it's tart, sweet and tart. And we have planted 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, Charlie. They go 6 feet tall, 6 feet wide. And we planted another 1 or 2 after the initial 2 because we can't seem to get enough cherries because of the cardinals, the birds. I swear, they see us come out the door with our little bowl to go pick them, and they swoop down and start grabbing them before we can. Our Afghan friend Modir brought his two 20-something boys over, and when they first got here 3 years ago, and I pointed the cherries out to the boys and I said, try one. And they kind of wrinkled their nose. And I walked off a little bit and turned around to see where they were. And one of them had tried one, and they were both like both hands eating these things. It was hilarious. And they are amazing. 6 feet tall, 6 feet wide. This particular bush has been in the ground a year, Charlie? You planted it last summer. Last spring. No?
I planted it the year before
last. Okay, so 2 years. In 2 years, it went from 7 inches tall to this. So they go to 40 below, so they will grow, I guess, in zone 5. Let me see, USDA. They're hardy to zone 2. So Cindy Squirrel,
yeah, they grow them in Russia.
They grow them in Russia, he's saying.
Yeah. So
So if you like really tart cherries and are looking for a nice thick shrub, this is for you. We're probably at the most southern range of where it'll grow. What do you think, Mike? Think you can grow that in a pot? Uh-oh. Who's that with me? Who recognizes it? Whoever can recognizes this guy that we heard speak on Saturday and kind of sort of had dinner with last Saturday. Whoever can guess who this is gets to go to Baker Creek for a package of seed. No, it's not my garden. I'll give you a hint. He's a colleague of mine. He was on MSNBC, but he challenged the wrong person on air, and bye-bye. Mm-hmm. So he has just started his own news agency. And if you like hard-hitting journalists that ask the tough questions and they don't back down, look for Zeto News, Zeteo News. His name is Mehdi Hassan. Dynamic speaker in person and really friendly guy. But he asks the tough questions, and he asked too tough a question to an Israeli diplomat and was actually moved along because of it. I admire his work. I was the same kind of journalist and got into the same trouble. Is that the last picture in the stack?
Doubtful. You haven't covered the almond tree.
Where's the thingy?
I don't know.
I'm going to have to shut this down and bring it back up. Let's see, present. Slides. Okay, I did that wrong again. Why do I forget from 1 minute for the other? Share screen.
Yeah, pick the screen that's got the picture.
Window. Where did we leave off? We didn't play this one yet.
You got it.
No.
Wrong screen.
Help!
Open one of these up. Okay, now go to share.
How do I stop this? Stop it.
Just
George
pick a different one.
Washington would be proud of us here at our Georgia Suburban Homestead. Look, cherry blossoms.
Down, that.
That's
show
a
spring. There you
Nanking
go. Now
cherry.
pick the right one.
Just starting to come
Yep,
out.
About
George Washington would be
There you
proud
go.
of
I'll
us
pick
here
it.
at our
There you
Georgia
go.
Suburban Homestead. Look, cherry blossoms.
Aha!
That's a Nanking cherry. Just starting to come out. It'll form little red cherries everywhere you see a bloom and all the way down the stem. You got to fight the cardinals for them. Cool beans, spring is coming.
What do you think of that? Should I start it over? Unending portal of share screens. I'm going to play that again.
George Washington would be proud of us here at our Georgia Suburban Homestead. Look, cherry blossoms. That's a Nanking cherry. Just starting to come out. It'll form little red cherries everywhere you see a bloom and all the way down the stem.
It's not
You gotta
letting
fight
me
the cardinals
advance,
for them.
Charlie.
Cool beans, spring is coming.
Stop the video and then try.
Hmm?
Stop the video and then try.
It's not letting me advance it. Mr. IT guy. He was doing fine.
Close the window and open a different one.
All right, so what have we not shown them? I think we've shown them everything.
I had some pretty nice pictures of the almond tree in full bloom after what's his face.
He wants me to share this with you all.
You gotta open the window first. You can't share a window. There's no connection.
I'm getting there, honey.
There you go.
Don't you
And
love
the
hearing
bottom
us
one.
bigger old married couple? Okay, here's his pride and joy. Charlie shows us his nuts again. Am I growing any melon or squash this year? Yes. David, you share birthday with George Washington? You don't go out and chop down cherry trees in his honor, do you? That's Charlie's pride and joy. That's the one that, remember earlier, was like the really pretty bark. That's what it looks like now.
Full bloom.
Look at that. I just love the structure of those blooms. Yeah, now we're going to pray that we don't get a hard frost.
Yeah.
Because with all these blooms that you're seeing, if we get a hard frost, and sometimes we
gone.
do, right as April is starting, then all that fruit is gone. Yeah, Charlie really likes his nuts, so it'd be nice to have almonds and hazelnuts this year.
The hazelnuts would survive, but the almonds would be
Yeah,
gone.
the hazelnuts will survive, but the almonds won't.
Plums would be gone.
Okay, you're back with me. So that was my sharing tonight. And I've got some videos coming out with what's going on in the greenhouse. So I was asked if I'm doing melons and squash. Yes, we're going to do Georgia candy roasters. I'm not going to do the tromboncini, which are the Italian squash that go like 3 feet long with a bulb at the end. We've grown those for a couple of years. They do store almost a year in dry storage as a winter squash. They do not succumb to vine borers or cucumber beetles, but they have no flavor.
Yeah.
We're like, this doesn't taste very good. So, but the candy roasters are to die for. The Hubbard squash we grew alongside the Candy Roasters last year, solely as a trap plant. They worked with the Candy Roasters. We'll be doing that again. I'm growing a lot of marigolds, and I always grow nasturtiums to try to take the pests away. And we'll be doing cucumbers, cantaloupe, honeydew, Georgia Candy Roasters, of course your summer squash, zucchini, some butter. I got some butternut squash seeds. We're going to try those. And yard long beans and sugar snap peas and pea pods. And those need to go in the ground the next week. Yeah, Candy Roasters are great. And Komboka squash, I think is that the little squishy squash? Dark green with the lines on it. I think we've got some of that seed. Yeah, what's the point, Nikki? You know, it really has no flavor. We also, by accident each year, grow a Jamaican squash. I don't know what the name of it is, but one year we bought a chunk of squash at a Jamaican market and cleaned it and put it in the compost. And the compost pile gives us a vine of it every year. You're planting your squash later in the summer this year? When are you going to put yours in, Nikki? I'm looking at the Komboka squash. We are growing those, Mike. And we're also doing one of the scallop squashes. I think some people call them Peter Pans. Last year we grew one that's called an English custard squash, which looks like a Peter Pan with a bowl on the bottom. They were really yummy. You know, almost homesteading, I think Georgia is the capital of the stem borers and the squash bugs.
Yeah, really.
We have been fighting them since we moved here. Last year, Indiana Backyard Gardener told us to try the Hubbard because those pests will go to the Hubbard squash and not what you're growing, and it worked. And we got our first Candy Roasters. Probably had about 6 or 7 Candy Roasters last year. So this year I'm going to plant more, and also I'm going to plant Hubbard squash in between them. I'm determined to fight these guys. We've tried injecting BT. What else have we tried? We've tried wrapping stems with aluminum foil,
stems,
putting cinnamon, piling soil up around the stem where they usually bore in. They just went higher up. So we are trying. They are attracted to yellow. So if you can get a yellow Solo cup and coat it in Vaseline and put it like over a stick in the garden, they will be attracted to that, and they'll stick to the Vaseline. Problem is some of your pollinators will too. DE is good, except that it kills everything, including the pollinators that brush up against it, and it's bad for hummingbirds. I wish that the ag experiment professors, the researchers, I wish that they would come up with a plan for the vine borers, because I really think we need them. We need someone studying them.
And the 5-spot ladybug.
Almost Homesteading was going to put the DE down in the ground. Yeah, the problem, though, Almost Homesteading is it kills the good bugs, too. I do give food grade DE to my chickens, though, and to my pets. It helps get rid of parasites, internal parasites. Okay, we have been visiting together for almost 80 minutes here. Does anyone want to come up on the panel with me and share some photographs? Everyone goes quiet. Oh no, she wants me up on the screen. Nikki, do you have any photos you want to share from your garden? Come up on the screen, and I know you've got the technology, you can do it. What result did you not expect? Almost homesteading. Yeah, you're on the couch in your blankie. Hey, if you'd like to come up, especially if you're a content provider, if you want to come up on the next chat we have in 2 weeks, please shoot me an email. I would like to have some guests. I know you're getting tired just seeing me on this thing. It's a weighted blankie. Bye, pescatarian gardeners. Good seeing you. I'm going to do one drawing for a Baker Creek shopping spree. I'm going to allow you to pick 3 types of seed. You're dressed for bed. Sorry. Hey, Belt Loop. I was on his channel on my nightie. I mean my jammies the other night. I didn't scare him away. Okay. So, if you want to go on a miniature shopping spree for seeds, type in hashtag spree, SPREE, and I'll give you a minute to do that. So it's 10:23. We'll give you to 10:24, unless this flips over in less than a minute. You have a minute. You have a minute to spree. Still hasn't flipped over. Guess I better bring the Wheel of Names. Spree, spree, spree. Hey, God's desire for me. Almost homesteading. You think I know StreamYard yet? I've been doing this 3 years and I still don't know how to use it. Okay, 30 more seconds. Hashtag spree for shopping spree at Baker Creek Seeds. People coming in, please hit your thumbs up. I've got 16 people in here and only 5 thumbs up. Let me refresh my screen. I could be behind. 25 thumbs up. Yes. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Got to go back to the beginning of the spree. Almost homesteading. Mama, Mike, and Suzanne. I can only remember 3 people at a time. Pesky, David, and Gail. Nikki Duval. For me. Playroom. Again, you have to be a member to win. So if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button real quick. Wickershire. That's 12 people wanted into this. Am I right? Suzanne, can you do a count for me? Make sure I got everybody. Please. I have 12 people on the wheel. What do you think, Charlie? Going to count?
What?
How many people said hashtag spree? I've got 12. GT, how cold does it get where you are?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Okay,
10.
Suzanne agrees with me. It's 12. Everybody ready for me to pull the trigger on this? One of these days I'll figure out how to put this up on
12.
the screen. Ooh, Duval, you won. Okay, Duval, if you will go to the Baker Creek website and choose three seed packets and email it to me at the email that's scrolling at the bottom of the screen with your real name, your mailing address, I'll get you those 3 items. How's that? How's that? Can anyone here, especially our really smart people who know how to do the StreamYard, how do I get that wheel up on the screen? If you can help me figure that out real quick, I'll do one more drawing for 1 packet of seeds. Who can tell me how to do it? Anyone tell me how to do it? Share the screen like pictures. Chrome tab. Is it up there? It is. Oh, okay. Duval took you off the wheel because you won. So there's Dark Lord. Welcome. Welcome, Xander. You almost missed us. I did it. I can't believe I did it. Do I get a prize? Okay. So I am going to spin it. This is for 1 packet of seed. And here we go. Good luck, everybody. Mr. Lucky Guy, Mike. Yay, Mike. Of course, I think I need a prize from someone helping figure that out. Whoever helped me do that. Thank you so much. Is Mike even in? Mike's here. Mike, you know the drill. Did y'all see the mail call that Mike did? Because I sent him some surprises. He didn't win those from me. It was I love you, Mike. I sent him an I love you, Mike and Mrs. Mike. Some seed. What did I send you, Mike? Some seed from my garden. Send him. Is your moringa up yet, Mike? What does my shirt say? Now, hopefully, y'all will laugh. I won't be remembered. Uh-oh. Oh, as a woman who keeps her mouth shut. I won't be remembered as a woman who keeps her mouth shut. Does that fit me or what? It is peeking up. That's cool. Good night, Pescatarian. Thanks for coming by. Don't forget the email. You love that so much. It's me. You know, I let it all hang out and insulted a few people here on YouTube without trying, but that's just me. But some of you still love me, and I really appreciate you putting up with my coarseness. That's who I am. I'm 64 years old. There's no way I'm changing at this age. So, that'll do us for the next couple of weeks, and I'll go back to my my crafts in the other room. I'm pouring resin like a... Oh, you want to see my latest tray? This is my first time using this mold. That's a resin pour. I'll show you the handles I'm going to put on it. This is what a fancy lady will put on her vanity. And it'll have these crystal handles, like one here, and one here. I don't know if you can picture that. Anyway, you need a tutorial on that? I'm going to be making the resin coasters looking just like this, same type of colors. But this is my first boudoir tray for those of us who wear makeup and whatever. And if you were ever to buy one of these from me, I would suggest putting a mirror underneath it to reflect light through it. It's really pretty. Please film this. I have a very clumsy film of me doing the resin. I'm just starting with resin. Worcestershire. I'm not very good at it yet, but this came out of my brain, that combination, and you see how big it is. And the way I price my resin is by weight. So once I weigh this, I can figure out what to charge for it. But it took 3 days to cure, and then I poured another layer of clear resin over the top to protect the colors. And I'm debating whether to put felt on the back of it or just leave it as it is, because you can control the intensity of what the colors look like by the backing. And I don't know whether to leave it to the person who buys it maybe their counter would look good underneath it and enhance the colors. I don't know. What do you all think? Do I need to back it in black? And what would you do? So if you like that stuff now that I'm doing, imagine when I figure out what I'm doing. I get better at it. Xander says leave it. You really like that, huh? I'm going to do one in red. What do you think, red? And then one maybe in sunflower with a brown and gold center with the gold leaves. Yeah, everyone says leave it. Yeah, I keep coming up with all these ideas and no time to do them all. I showed you I showed you all the beaded pens, right? And I showed you the fancy ones. But that's a beaded pen I'm doing. I like this one too. This one has a little honeybee. But I can't get them to stick together. Now, a lot of people will make this type of beaded pen as a throwaway when you're done. But I'm trying to make it so you can pull the pen out of the end and stick a new pen in. Because I would hate to have to throw those beads away. I will figure it out. But I've tried a couple kinds of glue and haven't figured it out yet. Playroom says it's pretty with the red. Yeah, I like red too. And then maybe a purple one. Purple and gold. Or purple and silver. See you, GT. We're into crafts. GT wants plants. Rest well, GT. Thank you. Anyway, I'll give you an update when I figure it out. Need a metal tubing insert. The problem is the holes are so small. They're not going to take an insert that small. Everyone who makes them, if you look at YouTube how-to videos, they make them as throwaways. And I've got them so if I glue the bottom successfully and the top successfully, so they don't come off when you shake the pen, that you can go ahead and change them. And I'm wondering whether people would still buy them even if they come off in chunks, if they know that this is the front and this is the back, and just, I don't know, you tell me. It's a waste of resources, Sander. I don't know. How many of you, just hypothetically, would buy something, and these would be like $7 to $9, depending upon what kind of beads on them. Would you buy something that when you pulled the pen out, it might come off in chunks, as long as you know you can slide the new ones down, but you have to do it in order? Because you're really looking for, see, that came off. You're looking for it not to do that. You see, with this particular pen, all you have to do is stick that back in. Yeah, I've been testing hot glue and it's not working. And then I use super glue. And it oozes out. And see, it's all over the bead. There's got to be a way to figure this out. What I do is I put the beads on skewers and glue them together. And they're just not, the metal is not bonding with the beads. And super glue is supposed to stick to anything. Hot glue doesn't work. It oozes out and gets all over the beads. It's got to be a way. Got to be a way. We'll figure it out. We're smart people, right? Contact cement. Contact cement.
It's a glue typically used in making plastic models.
Plastic models, but would it stick the metal?
I don't know.
Xander, it's got to bond plastic with metal, or glass with plastic and glass with metal. I tried the resin, Mike, using the UV resin, and it kind of sort of worked. Yeah, that's like the UV resin that I've got a UV light thing, Xander. Super glue is a brush form. Polyurethane paint coat. As well with metal hooks to plastic. Bead heads and feathers all the time. And what was that? Xander, can you send me an email on what you use and maybe a brand name? Please? If you do, I'll send you a pen. If it works, I'll send you a pen. How's that for a deal? If you email me what to use and how to do it. How's that for a deal? Cool beans, cool beans. All right. I want to thank you all for coming in. Our time is precious. I hope I was more entertaining than Uncle Joe. Don't want to get into politics. I just shake my head. We have to remember to love each other. We really do. We have to remember that we're all human. We all deserve dignity and liberty and the right to eat and breathe air. So please remember that. Remember to tell the people that you love them daily. You never know what's going to happen. And hopefully I'll see you next time. And everyone have good gardening. And please be prepared to share with me what your gardens are doing. Of course, I know you've got videos. And if you have a video, pop up in the chat and say, I've got a video out, Lisa. Did you get the announcement? And I'll go grab the URL. And I don't mind posting that in my live broadcast to help you get people to come watch you. The hate scared you? I'd say I'm sorry, but I'm too amused. Yeah, wait till you hear the next one. Tomorrow's the first of this year's rummage sale stuff. Everyone have a safe 2 weeks. I'll be back on the 21st at 21st at 9 p.m. for our Georgia Suburban Homestead, and the 28th on my other channel, I Died NDE, for some sort of paranormal story to share with you. So get your jammies on, get your tea for that one, and come talk ghosts. Okay? Love y'all. Take care. Happy gardening.